Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the new Chrysler 300C. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Doug Smith Dodge Ram Jeep Chrysler here in Spanish Fork, Utah, for giving me some time with this 300C. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a naturally aspirated 6.4 liter Hemi V8 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 15 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 485 horsepower and then 475 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, it is literally just a normal Chrysler 300 hood. No hood scoops, no venting, nothing. So I think that's pretty cool. And then coming down below, you've got the 300 signature headlights here. And you guys can see massive front grille. Notice it's completely open. Obviously you need lots of airflow for that 6.4 Hemi. Got the 300C badge as well. And then you still have the normal like fog lights action here at the bottom. And then you guys can see also open there at the bottom as well. And so when you put it all together, the front end looks slightly aggressive because of the lip there at the bottom. But overall, it just looks like a 300, which I think is so sweet. So our tire and wheel setup is 245, 45, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, metallic gray there. It's like a satin finish. It's really cool. We got Brembo brakes, just like a 392 Charger. And so, yeah, pretty crazy. And I like the fenders, how those kind of pop out a little bit. But you guys can see nothing happening here on the side. Again, the fender in the back pops out a little bit too, though. And here's your full side view with the 300C. Again, you look at this as a regular person, other than maybe the red brake calipers, the red Brembo brake calipers, it's pretty normal. Now here's our key fob. We have our unlock function, our lock function. You've got the remote start function, the opening for the trunk, and then the Chrysler logo. Now popping into the trunk itself, you guys can see that it's, well, pretty spacious. That's one of the big benefits of the 300, so it's practical. Now I've got the 300 signature taillights here. You guys can see we've got a low profile spoiler, and then the Chrysler badge all blacked out, and then the 300C off to the side. Parking sensors here at the bottom, and then you guys can see with the exhaust tips, they're actually all blacked out and they're aggressive. Like, it looks like the same exact diffuser as a Charger actually. But anyways, putting things together, it does have some elements to show what it is, but for the most part, it's a sleeper, and I think that's why it's so cool. Now, before we move on to the next feature, we need to talk about today's video sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. Now, believe it or not, the modern world is actually a pretty treacherous place. Every single time you go out for a drive, there's a chance that you could get into an accident. You could be walking in front of a business, they could have something on the ground, and you could slip and fall and hurt yourself. And on top of that, you could just be doing your job, right? Like you always do, and something could happen and you could sustain a major injury. This is a topic that's very important to me personally because I drive about 40,000 miles per year for the channel, and so there are a lot of situations that I'm put in on a day-to-day basis where accidents almost happen. Now, knock on wood, nothing's happened for years, but there's always the chance that something could happen. And this is where Morgan & Morgan comes into play. They are America's largest injury law firm with over 100 offices, over 800 lawyers, and over 4,000 case staff that are all ready to help you out. And one of the best parts about working with Morgan & Morgan is that things like the negotiations, the court hearings, and the research associated with putting together a case are all free unless you win. And so if you're involved in some kind of personal accident, whether it be a car accident, a slip and fall accident, or an accident at the workplace, then you might want to get help from Morgan & Morgan. And on a little bit of a side note, don't feel bad about hiring an attorney. Remember that you're suing the insurance company that is worth billions upon billions of dollars. They can more than pay for the compensation that you deserve. So if you are injured in an accident, then you can check out Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/Ben Hardy, or you can give them a call at #529. That is pound law. Again, www.forthepeople.com/Ben Hardy or pound law. So here is the door panel. Man, lighting is horrible in the morning, but you guys can see the trim that goes across, and it looks like we got some Alcantara here, and then look at the leather with the stitching as well. Then we got these super squishy leather seats. As you can see, they look the same as what you get in like a loaded up Charger. Trying to not get any dust on the floor mats, that's where my feet are funny. Anyways, you guys can see legroom back here is pretty decent. We got a little storage pocket, got some vent action, got heated seats, as well as some USBs as well. And yeah, these are the seats, so look at that. So it's the same exact seats as what you get in like a upgraded SRT or Hellcat, which is interesting. Anyways, we've got our cup holder armrest. Now taking a look at the front door panel, soft touch here at the top, and then again you've got the same exact trim as what you have in the back. All of our window controls, front two are automatic. Get your mirror adjustments, memory seats, and then blind spot monitoring. There you go, with the mirrors. And then here's the front seat. You guys can see 300C there at the top, and then notice perforated all down the center portion. Power adjustments there on the side. And then you actually get some nice looking pedals there at the very bottom. Light control right there, and then look at the trim here on the dash. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, pretty chunky looking, really nice leather trim all around. Radio controls in the back, we got paddle shifters for the 8-speed automatic, regular cruise control as well as adaptive controls for the center stack, voice command, phone controls as well. And then you got your regular stock there on the back for the turn signal / windshield wipers. Now this is such a crazy looking gauge cluster here in the center. It's like a little bit of aggression, but then it's also just kind of like normal 300, you know, blue coloration. I don't know, I think it's interesting. But yeah, you've got a bunch of different menus you can scroll through, see different bits of info on the vehicle, all of that normal stuff. I do want to say we've got some nice stitching and everything here on the dash, as you can see. We of course have the 300 clock, and then here's the infotainment screen, and first off, pop it into reverse, got the normal backup camera. Anyways, as for the rest of the infotainment system, you guys have probably seen this a million times, but it responds well. We're going to turn that on because it's kind of toasty already. And so, yeah, I mean, it's got dual zone climate, heated and cooled seats. We'll actually pop into the SRT dashboard. That's pretty cool. So you can see we've got like launch control. You got the performance pages, which will give you real-time performance info. And then you guys can see all the different drive mode setups. I mean, literally like, again, a 392 Charger or, you know, a Challenger. And then you guys can see here with the race options, you even have the shift lights. That's pretty cool. Down below, I've got analog controls for the radio. Notice that just pulls up the drive mode second. That's pretty cool. Launch control as well. And then your dual zone climate controls. And then you can probably see the carbon fiber in this area. That's cool. Little tab for a charging area. But yeah, even that has carbon fiber on it. And even around here in the center also has some more carbon fiber. And then you still have the dial shifter here in the 300. And then you guys can see some cup holder action. Heated and cooled cup holders. That's nice. And then you've got some more storage here in the center console. And then with the glove box, a pretty normal setup there. And then up top, we've got our controls for the sunroof, universal garage door opener action. And then yes, we have a full panoramic sunroof here at the top. Now here's a window sticker, and I think this is where a lot of you are gonna potentially feel a little bit stupid for not buying this car. So, base MSRP $55,000. You can see that that comes with almost everything that this car comes with. The only thing that's added on top of that is actually the destination charge. Now, you do have this performance suspension thing. It doesn't cost anything. So, $56,595 is the total MSRP. That's how much like RT Chargers and Challengers cost nowadays that have as many options as what this has. And this has a 6.4 Hemi. So you got special edition car, and you're paying the same price as a 5.7 Hemi V8 RT Charger or Challenger. Craziness. Should have got it. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off in the 300C. Here's your visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors. Just do a blind spot monitoring throughout the rest of the rear, and dial shifter away. So weird to be using a dial shifter in a car that has a rumble this deep. Just used to the Chargers and Challengers with either the manual or obviously they've got like the more aggressive shifter, which is always interesting. But with this 300C, we cannot drive this on the streets, but we do have the little racetrack down here is what I like to call it. So I'll kind of get into it a little bit, feel what I can, but you know, judging by the performance parts this has and the platform sharing that this has, I can tell you that it seems like it's basically just a 392 Charger in Chrysler 300 skin. So that's really, I mean, and again, that's what it pretty much has been advertised as, is like, hey, you want a Charger, but you don't want the Charger looks? 300C. That's pretty much what we got going on here. We actually got to turn around a little bit because it looks like someone's down this other lane. Turning radius is pretty good. Rear-wheel drive cars always seem to do pretty well with that. And yeah, suspension is nice and comfortable, so we'll kind of get into it a little bit here. Yeah, 6.4 Hemi, can't go wrong with that. Cannot go wrong with that. Yeah, the damping's really good. So yeah, I mean, it literally, it's a 392 Charger. That's what this is at the end of the day. And I mean, I'll get into it a little bit more again. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a 392 Charger. So, summing things up, I think the Chrysler 300C is the coolest special edition performance of the V8 cars from Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, all that kind of stuff. And hear me out. $56,000, you get a low production number vehicle that, like, and again, they've been building V8 Chargers and Challengers for years now. You have the Chrysler 300 with the 5.7 Hemi, but like with the 6.4 Hemi, it's been some time, I think. Or actually, I don't think they did it. I think last time they had it was the 6.1 V8. So anyways, the point that I'm trying to make, this thing has great performance, tons of features, at a very reasonable price for a special edition. Like, they could have charged like well over $60,000 for this, and they didn't. And so I think that this is the one to get, and I think that the resale value on this one, outside of like that crazy Demon that they made, the Demon 170, I think the resale value on this one's going to be the best out of the bunch, because it's just like, it's so rare. It's kind of weird because it's the 300. So let me know what you guys think, but yeah, this thing's sweet. And you know, when it comes to driving, it's just a 392 Charger.